Are you tired of conventional dating advice that just doesn't seem to cut it? Ready to explore some rather unconventional but surprisingly effective methods to capture her attention and win her over? In this video, we'll delve into 14 odd yet highly engaging ways to get her hooked on your charm and leave her craving more. Get ready to break the mold and discover unique approaches that go beyond the ordinary, leaving a lasting impression on her heart and mind. Rule number 1, never validate her ego. When it comes to dealing with a woman who possesses a significant ego, it is essential to exercise caution and avoid providing excessive validation or placing her on an unwarranted pedestal. This particularly applies when she does not genuinely deserve such adulation. Showering her with constant compliments and overemphasizing her importance will only contribute to further inflating her already inflated ego. Consequently, it is crucial to adopt a more balanced approach. Instead of solely focusing on her physical appearance and providing compliments about her looks, which she likely receives frequently, it is advisable to shift the focus towards appreciating other aspects of her personality or achievements. By acknowledging her accomplishments, intellectual capabilities, or unique qualities, you demonstrate a genuine interest in getting to know her beyond her external appearance. It is important to recognize that a woman who possesses a strong ego might already have an inflated sense of self-importance. As a result, excessively boosting her ego will not be perceived as something particularly valuable. In fact, it may even reinforce her belief that she is already the best and does not need to put in effort to pursue a connection with someone. Rule number 2, show her there are other women. When it comes to dealing with a woman who has an excessive ego and doesn't recognize her own value, it can be beneficial to subtly show her that you have an awareness of other women's presence. However, it's important to approach this with tact and avoid being overtly obvious or making disrespectful comments about other women's physical attributes. The intention is not to go overboard or objectify women, but rather to maintain a sense of independence and remind her that you have options. While interacting with her, you can discreetly glance at other women without drawing too much attention to it. It's crucial to strike a balance and not let your focus on other women become a dominant part of your interactions. Remember, the goal here is not to pursue a serious relationship with this particular woman, as her excessive ego and lack of self-awareness may hinder a healthy connection. Instead, it's important to maintain a level-headed approach and remind her subtly that she shouldn't overestimate her value. Rule number 3, avoid arguing or becoming overly emotional in your interactions with a woman. When you argue, it signals that you care deeply and fear losing her. Women can sense your emotional investment. If you genuinely don't care, you won't engage in arguments, shout, or get emotional. Instead, aim for a cooperative relationship. If she starts causing drama or behaving negatively, it's essential to establish your boundaries and make it clear that you won't tolerate such behavior. You may need to tell her it's time to leave if she continues. The bottom line is that you should steer clear of drama. Think about why you find yourself arguing with someone, especially if it's a woman. Typically, it's because you've become emotionally attached, and she recognizes this. This can lead to endless back-and-forth arguments. The speaker illustrates this point with an example of an ex-partner who initially claimed never to argue with women, but ended up frequently arguing with the speaker, revealing his emotional investment in the relationship. Rule number 4, avoid asking for commitment. Instead, let her be the one who initiates and expresses a desire for commitment and a more serious relationship. If you're the one pushing for commitment, it might make her think you're too invested, and that can be a turnoff. The idea here is not to pressure her for commitment, but to be content with the current state of things. This is because when you ask her to be in a committed relationship, it can be interpreted as if you think she's the best you can get, and that's not always well received by women, even though it may sound a bit strange. The key is to let her take the lead in defining the relationship's commitment level. Rule number 5, avoid displaying excessive excitement when getting to know her. Being overly eager to hang out or showing intense interest in her life can boost her ego and potentially have negative consequences. The advice is not to use emojis when texting because they convey emotions. Instead, when you want to see her, just ask her out in a straightforward manner. You should express your interest in seeing her, but don't act like you're overly enthusiastic or can't wait to meet up. Keep it casual and straightforward when making plans, without coming across as overly excited or overly emotional. The goal is to maintain a level of regularity and composure in your interactions with her. Rule number 6, don't appear overly eager for sex. If a woman perceives that you're overly thirsty and willing to do anything for sex, it can lead to manipulative behavior on her part. She might use sex as a tool for personal gain, making demands or expecting favors in exchange. To counter this, it's important to act like you're not overly concerned about sex. If you're making out with her and she doesn't want to take it further, respect her decision without getting upset or frustrated. This attitude demonstrates that you're not solely driven by a desire for sex and that you have other options. It can make you more attractive to her and even potentially pique her interest if she feels like you're not overly focused on sex. Rule number 7, dress well in public. When you dress nicely and display a sense of style, you'll naturally attract attention, and women are accustomed to being noticed. This can lead to other women and even men looking at you and admiring your outfit. It might have the effect of diverting attention away from your current partner, which can unsettle her and challenge her ego. She may start to recognize that you're a desirable person and could feel the need to secure her place with you. Rule number 8, avoid initiating contact after having sex with her. If you reach out immediately after intimacy, she might interpret it as if you're only interested because of the physical connection. Instead, make it clear that she can contact you whenever she wants, but resist the urge to text her first. By doing so, you create a sense of mystery and curiosity. She may wonder why you're not reaching out and whether the encounter was enjoyable for you. This can prompt her to be the one to initiate contact, asking if you can meet again. In this way, you allow her to pursue you, which can lead to a healthier dynamic where she's more invested in the relationship. Rule number 9, avoid going down on her. Refraining from performing oral sex can help maintain a sense of mystery and not immediately validating her. Many men don't engage in this act with every woman, so by not doing it, you're not confirming her sense of being special or superior. This can lead to her feeling the need to chase and pursue you. It's a way of shifting the dynamics and making her work for your attention. By not immediately indulging her, you create a situation where she might want to prove herself and feel the desire to make you want to please her. Rule number 10, never display jealousy towards another man. Feeling jealous because another man is interacting with her suggests insecurity and a lack of self-confidence. You must be confident in yourself and not fear that another man could easily take her away from you. Instead, you need to convey an attitude that makes her realize you're the best and there's no one better than you. When she's certain that you're the top choice, her ego will diminish and she'll be less likely to consider leaving you. Your unwavering confidence will make her understand that you're the best option, and this assurance will keep her with you. Rule number 11, don't be overly available to her. It's important to have your own life and activities going on. When she wants to hang out, don't immediately drop everything you're doing to accommodate her. Politely, let her know if you're unavailable and suggest an alternative time that works for you. The idea is to maintain your independence and not revolve your schedule entirely around her. Rule number 12, avoid chasing validation from her. You should not seek validation from someone else, especially in a romantic relationship. When you try to obtain validation from her, it can come across as if you don't recognize your own self-worth. It's essential to have a strong sense of your own value and not rely on her or anyone else to confirm it for you. Self-assuredness and self-esteem should come from within, not from external sources. Seeking validation can be counterproductive and might make her question your self-confidence. It's crucial to know your own worth and not depend on others to validate your sense of self. Rule number 13, prioritize your goals over hers. Your own personal and life goals should take precedence. Your ambitions and aspirations should be a priority, and she should support you in achieving them. It's essential to have a sense of purpose and direction in your life, and a healthy relationship should complement your goals, not override them. Rule number 14, maintain randomness in your texting habits. Don't text her in a predictable pattern or send daily good morning messages. Instead, keep her guessing with sporadic texts. This unpredictability will make her wonder about your level of interest and keep her on her toes. By not adhering to a fixed texting routine, you create an element of confusion, and she may feel the need to figure out if you like her or not. This approach can lead to her pursuing you, as she might think she needs to do something to capture your interest. The ultimate goal here is to be seen as a high-value individual. Women are often attracted to men they perceive as superior to them. By maintaining your value and keeping her ego in check, you can garner her respect and have more control over the dynamics of the relationship. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, do well to click on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to check other videos on our playlist. We've got some amazing contents for you. See you in our next video.